The Senate has advanced a bill known as the Laken Riley Act. It's aimed at expanding the federal government's mandate to detain illegal migrants. It cleared the 60-vote threshold, getting overwhelming support to move forward with the legislation.
31 Democrats joining all of the Republicans in an 84-9 vote, advancing the bill named after the Georgia nursing student killed by an illegal migrant. Senate Majority Leader John Thune now has to decide which, if any, amendments will be considered on the floor when the bill comes up for a vote. Georgia Congressman Mike Collins is the author of the Laken Riley Act. He joins us now. Congressman, this is obviously something you're very passionate about. What happened to Laken Riley, her family, her friends in this moment, and being able to enact something in the chamber to where they would not be able to, that this would not happen again, or attempt to prevent that on a federal level. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, well, you know, Laken was in Athens, Georgia. She lived in my district. And so it was very close to home. And, you know, it was an honor to carry this bill. It's a simple bill. It's not a political bill. It's not a messaging bill. This is just good, solid legislation. It's law enforcement legislation to help our local law enforcement to contact ICE when anything. Right now, local law enforcement can only contact ICE when a major crime happens. And you take somebody like Ibarra, who came across the country illegally, and then the taxpayers have fed him, put a roof over his head, even sent him all over the country at taxpayer dime, and even clothed him. You would think that they would assimilate to America, go get him a job. But instead, he brought his criminal trade over here. He got picked up for endangering a child, and then he came to Athens, Georgia, got picked up and cited for shoplifting. All we're saying is theft should be included. We shouldn't have to wait until these thug criminals do something major like rape and murder before we pick them up and detain them. They're not coming over here to assimilate with us. They are coming over here to spread their violence on the American people, and it has made our community so much less safe. So it was an honor to do this. You know, Laken, all she wanted to do was save lives. And this bill, when it passes, will continue to honor her name forever, because it will save lives.
Yes, sir, it is just common sense legislation when you think about it. But apparently not all Democratic lawmakers are on board. There were some in the House, some in the Senate. But John Fetterman supported it here, senator from Pennsylvania, and he says the fact that there's Democrats who oppose the bill shows why the Democratic Party experienced a number of losses this past election cycle. Can you speak to that and really what sort of hurdles you might have to face with working with other Democratic lawmakers going forward to address this illegal immigration crisis?
Now, sure, he's hitting the nail on the head, because the American people have been crying and demanding that something be done with that border down there, to close that border. And this may not close the border, but by gosh, it sure will get some of these people off the street, because this didn't just happen to Laken. This was not an isolated incident. You can go forward from February all the way up until recently that this has continued. You just don't hear about it all the time. And thank goodness for people like you and Newsmax, we have been able to keep Laken's name out there. And we have made sure that the motoring public knows that this is going to be a vehicle that we can get something done to protect American citizens. Fetterman saw that. He understands that. He has a lot of good common sense to him. And I believe that is one of the reasons, besides the fact that we were out there whipping as well on those senators, that helped convince them this is good legislation. Join us and pass it, because up there in Washington, D.C., there's not anything that really happens of any consequence until the American people demand it. And I guarantee you those phones have been lit up this week.
Yeah, first piece of legislation to affect or impact the border crisis here in the States. That was authored by Georgia Congressman Mike Collins, who joins us now. Congressman, thank you for that.
Y'all have a good weekend. Thank you for your help.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.